that our government, specifically President Obama and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, have been smuggling weapons and supplies to these terrorist groups in Syria, which technically constitutes the crime of treason, aid and comfort to enemy in a time of war. And so they're trying to play this little deceptive game of claiming ISIS and al-Qaeda are these horrible terrorist enemies, and yet they're using them as proxies to try and bring down Bashar al-Assad. With Russia coming on in, the dynamic has changed. These terrorist groups cannot withstand the combined forces of Syria and Russia, and the U.S. is trying to find some way they can get Russia out of there so they can go back to playing this duplicitous game. And that's why they're heaping sanctions all over Russia. They're demonizing Russia. They're trying to say this is all Russia's fault. It isn't. All of this goes back to the U.S. plan, which was leaked in 2005 by General Wesley Clark.
That's right.
Where the U.S. goal was to conquer or regime change all of the resource-rich areas of the Middle East and force them to sell their resources only for the U.S. dollar to keep demand for the U.S. dollar propped up. And this is really at the heart of all of these wars. In 2002, Saddam Hussein got permission from the United Nations to sell Iraq's oil for the euro. 1 year later, the U.S. screaming nuclear weapons goes into Iraq. They kill Saddam Hussein. Iraq's oil is back on the world market only for the U.S. dollar. Down in Libya, Muammar Gaddafi threw out their privately owned central bank, established a state central bank to run the public currency as a public utility. Then he established a new currency based on value, the gold dinar. Then he announced to the world that if you wanted to buy Libya's oil, you would pay for it with the gold dinar. So the U.S. goes on in claiming it's a popular revolution. They kill Gaddafi. They tear down the public central bank, impose a new private central bank to enslave the Libyan people to debt. The gold for the gold dinar has vanished. Nobody really knows where that went. And Libya's oil is back on the world market only for the U.S. dollar. That's what this is really all about. And when Wesley Clark blew this whole plan open and he listed all these countries, this was all supposed to be over in 2008 with the conquest of Iran. Obviously, they're way, way off the timetable.